On the headlines, we're talking to NIB Pandora Butler, who's of course answering our questions live from the National Insurance Board. We do have somebody texting in. Lister Bastian asks, is the hotel paying the staff and NIB is paying them back, or the staff need to put in their applications? Pandora, you want to take that one? I'll read the question again. Is the hotel paying the staff and NIB is paying them back, or the staff needs to put in their applications?
Okay, good question. Well, that's a question that my director will be speaking to. 8 weeks, not the 13 weeks, 8 weeks. Just needed to make that correction. Thanks, Director.
Okay, all right, let's go to Valencia Stubbs from Nassau. She's on the line. Good evening, Valencia. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good day. My question is, if I'm a temp employee at a hotel, am I still qualified for the benefits even though that I'm paying national insurance?
If you're a temporary employee, well, let me just say, and we've been saying this down through the ages, Clint, contributions are payable, whether you're temporary, part-time, on probation, permanent, it doesn't matter. Your contributions are payable. So where your contributions are paid as an employed person, you are entitled to the benefits that your contributions buy you. And so, of course, we will apply the test periods. Remember, the test periods are 7 in the last 13 in the last 26. And if you're able to satisfy that with an overall contribution total of 52, then you would get the benefit, yes.
Okay, what about self-employed persons paying salaries to themselves and paying NIB contributions on their own behalf? Will they be able to claim for 13 weeks?
Now, what you just introduced was an interesting concept. If you're paying contributions for yourself from your business, if you're paying your contributions from your business, say, for example, your business is configured legally in such a way that you are an employee of your business, I'm not certain if that's what you're talking about, then you are an employed person and you can get unemployment benefit. If you're not, if you're paying as a self-employed person, then no, you can't get unemployment benefit.
Okay.
And so that's a legal distinction.
Great. Also,
you understand?
Yes. Another question is, do you have to register online with the Department of Labor before applying for unemployment at NIB?
Now, are you talking about unemployment benefit or unemployment assistance? Which one?
They didn't specify. You can probably distinguish the difference.
Okay. For the unemployment benefit, the process has not changed. We still need the intervention of the Department of Labor. However, that process has been tweaked to respond to the COVID crisis. And so what the Department of Labor is doing is asking everyone to go to their website and follow the instructions there. So there's no need for a face-to-face interview at Labor during this time. And so yes, the Labor's intervention, the Labor's role is still valid. However, you don't need to go in physically to them. That's the unemployment benefit under national insurance. The unemployment assistance, the government-funded unemployment assistance, needs no intervention from Labor. Labor has no role to play in that. So the answer for that is no, you don't have to go to Labor for that.
We do have a question, I think, from Andros. I can't see the name. It's Tiffany, from what I can see. It's Tiffany Roll from Andros on the line. Welcome, Andros. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. I wanted to find out the 2 weeks, in the vouchers, they said that it was given to the children. I also heard that they was, in order to get the 2 weeks or further on, you have to deal with national insurance.
Thank you for calling. We'll allow Pandora to answer that.
I've never heard that. I've not heard that.
I'm just about to say that one I can answer.
I've not heard that, Tiffany.
Right. That has nothing to do with NIB.
Yeah.
That's education.
That's social services.
And Ministry of Education with the lunch program. Yeah. Thank you, Tiffany. All right. I do have a question here. Please ask if you have, we answered that one already.
The assistance, you don't need to send it to any email address. When you submit it, it comes to NIB automatically. Now, if you're talking about the regular unemployment benefit under the National Insurance Program, then you can send it to a number of email addresses. I can give you at least 2. NIB customer service at nib-bahamas.com. That's NIB customer service at nib-bahamas.com. And then there's customer service at nib-bahamas.com. They're being manned around the clock, so people will be there. And you will get an automatic response acknowledging that we've received your claim or your information.
Janet Knowles is on the line from Nassau. Janet, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Janet, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead and ask your question. Thank you.
Yes, I'm trying to find out the hotel that is given, I wouldn't call it the name of the hotel, that is going to give 40% to their employees. Is National Insurance going to pay the other partial part of it? And when do we start getting our monies for that?
Thank you, Janet, for calling.
Okay, again, I mentioned how it's fluid. This continues to be a fluid situation. So it'll be helpful if I explain why or how unemployment benefit is paid. Unemployment benefit is paid when there is a suspension of earnings, when you have no income coming in for a certain period. If you've been sent home, if you've been laid off, if you've been terminated, whatever the case may be, and you have no income, then unemployment is paid. If you are laid off, and this is technically speaking not being laid off, if you are sent home and your employer says, I'm going to give you a certain amount of money, I'm going to reduce your pay, I'm going to give you where I used to pay you $100 before, I'm going to pay you $50 going forward, but I'm still going to keep you on, you're not laid off, then no unemployment is payable. If there's a lump sum, that's another discussion, and that's something, again, I say, that will be spoken to in the days ahead. The director, for example, will speak to that. And you're talking, I'm sure, about the bigger hotels.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that we're in contact with, that we're in talks with. The director is actively in talks with these hotels, and she'll be in a better position to tell you exactly what the case is going to be in the days ahead.
So right now, as it stands, Pandora, for people, example, who work at Bahama, who has announced that they will pay 40%, are you saying they cannot get, as it stands right now, unemployment benefits because their employer is still paying them, even though it's a smaller portion of their salary?
As it stands right now, we have no confirmation of what the employer is paying or how the employer is paying it.
So even if the employer is still paying...
that's not a yes or no.
Okay, so if an employer is still paying a portion of a salary, a person cannot get unemployment benefits then?
Okay, let's look at it this way. If you've been, and again, laid off means this, Clint. Legally in our law, laid off means you have a suspension of earnings, not a reduction in earnings. So if you're suggesting that people are being asked to take a pay cut,
yes,
a pay cut does not mean that you have a suspension. It doesn't mean you're not paid.
Wow.
It means you have a pay cut. A pay cut does not attract a benefit.
Got you.
And this is not speaking to any particular situation because, again, we don't know. I don't know what that is. But I'm telling you generally what our law provides. A pay cut does not mean unemployment.
Thank you for clarifying.
Means you're getting your salary still, is just reduced. Just reduced, yes.
What about persons working on commission, whether they're a sales agent, whether they're a waitress or somebody working on commissions? Are they entitled to NIB if they were working based on commissions and I guess they can't work anymore?
Well, commission, as you may know, under our law is you're an employed person and your contributions are payable by the person for whom you work and from whom you earn the commission. So if you're no longer working and they lay you off or whatever the case is, and you have no income coming in, there's no commission to pay, then yes, you are entitled to UEB. Now, you just mentioned something about waitresses, or you may be a waiter. You mentioned that. Now, that's not necessarily commission. A waitress generally, and this will bring you back to the amendment of 2010 that took effect in July of 2013. A waitress or any other staff in the hospitality industry who, one, have basic wages, and two, supplement those basic wages with formally paid gratuities or tips, fall into a different category. For a part of their take-home pay, they are covered. Well, they're covered for both. But if you're saying they go home, so the base wage is no longer there. But as of 2013, and I hope I'm not confusing anybody, as of 2013, they were able to pay the formerly paid gratuities, combine that with the basic pay that the employer pays a portion of, and they pay a portion of. And so put the two together, and that comprises their insurable earnings. So where they now don't have that job, they don't have the basic pay for whatever period they're laid off, they don't have the formerly paid tips and gratuities for whatever time they're laid off, they are entitled to a portion of the amount on which they were paying to that point.
Great.
I didn't confuse you, eh?
No, that was clear. That was clear for me. Let's go to Anika Sweeten, who's joining us. Good evening, Anika Sweeten.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Yes, good evening. I'm calling to find out. I had unemployment. I got the unemployment benefit about 6 to 7 weeks ago. I'm just calling to find out if I'm entitled to get the government unemployment benefit.
Anika, you say?
Yes.
Anika, in what capacity do you work? Well, the fact that you say you got it, Clint,
I don't have
the fact that
any
she said she got
income
the
coming in
unemployment
at the
benefit a
time.
few weeks ago, it suggests that she's an employed person.
I'm not.
You with
I'm
me?
unemployed.
Employed persons are not the target for the assistance. The government assistance is for self-employed persons.
Right. I think she was saying that she
So
was
Anika
unemployed.
would not fall into
She's-
that category. So the answer.
Sorry, let me clarify. Anika, what are you saying? Are you
She
were
said she
unemployed
got the
and then
benefit.
you were working?
Yeah.
I'm unemployed.
You employed now.
No, I'm not.
You're unemployed.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so if you're unemployed now and you're not working, were you working before?
Yes.
You were laid off as a result of this COVID-19 fiasco.
No.
Oh, you were laid off for other reasons.
Yes.
And you want to know if you're still entitled to getting
From last year.
from last year. Have you ever gotten an unemployment benefit?
Yes.
How much weeks did you get?
Yes.
7.
So you are entitled to the balance, I think, correct? You go ahead, Pandora. She got 7 weeks only so far.
No. So there are two questions. No, Clint, no. There are two questions she just asked. She asked really if she's entitled to the assistance. And so the flat out answer would be no. She said she was an employed person, and so it's not for employed persons, the assistance. Now, the question then is, will she be entitled to the unemployment benefit? And based on what she just said, the answer is no again. Because she will not be able to satisfy the conditions for the unemployment benefit, because it doesn't sound as though she went back to work. You with me?
Correct.
She's not unemployed as a result of COVID or anything right now.
Correct.
She still remains unemployed from the previous loss of job. That's
Correct.
what I'm hearing.
That's what she's
now,
saying.
Anika, if I'm wrong, straighten me. Did you go back to work since you last got your unemployment benefit?
No, according to what she said to us, she's not been working since she last got her benefit.
Okay, so if she's not been working since she last got her benefit, I'm just curious as to why she didn't get the full amount. It may have been that she quit or she resigned. I'm not certain. I don't want to speak to that. But the fact that she says she didn't get a full amount, that begs a couple more questions. If she's gone, she can't answer it.
Sure.
But if she's not worked since she last got it, she will not qualify for it this time.
All right.
Remember what I said?
Yes.
7 and 13 and 13 and 20.
All right. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more questions for Pandora Butler. You're watching me on the headlines. We're back after this.